yesterday?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
Well,
Happy New Year, ma'am.
Well, ma'am, well.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
okay,
Ditch, ma'am, ditch.
First day before yesterday?
Accounting.
Accounting.
Advantages and disadvantages.
Financial.
Advantage, disadvantage, that's it? More than? What else? You forgot about, yesterday done the enjoyment, so you forgot what topics you have discussed?
Accounting.
Branches of accounting. Branches of accounting.
Branches of accounting.
Next?
Importance of accounting
Hmm.
and bookkeeping, madam.
Yes.
Advantages and disadvantages of accounting.
Okay, good, very good. Next, my dear, next.
Patience of accounting.
Chalo then, I'll start. Chalo then. You for few of them are forgot. Chalo, coming for you. So we have done past 2 classes. We have done what is accounting, meaning, definition, and what is bookkeeping, difference between bookkeeping, branches of accounting, advantages and disadvantages. We have been done. So everyone are thorough with that topic. Who are the non-commerce students? Listen carefully. When you have any doubts, please come to the college. I'll help you. Okay. When you're in the free till 4, I'll be available in our college. Okay. Come to the first floor, and if you'll ask my name, they'll send to you. You can come and meet me direct. Okay, ma. Non-commerce students. Who are the non-commerce? Okay, for commerce students also. Till more you have any doubts, you can come to the college with your students. Okay. Chalo then. Did I complete the accounting concepts?
No, ma'am.
No? Chalo. Not? Yes. Coming for you. Now we are going off a new topic which will study about your accounting. Now coming for you. So we all are familiar recording, classifying, summarizing, interpretation, analysis. All this we are studying from day 1 of the class. Now coming for you, all this of your recording, of your summarizing, classifying, there will be some rules, is it? So without having any rules, without having any regulations or policies, directly we cannot draw it with the lines and we cannot post in the journal entries, is it? So to overcome of that way, they have certain rules. So that rules will be called it as the accounting principles. So what is this accounting principles? I'm mentioning that for preparing of your financial accounting, there are certain rules or the conditions, and where it should be accepted means everyone who are while you're recording your transactions, these rules or these conditions should be adopted, should be must and mandatory, should be followed by an accountant. Why we are saying an accountant? Because accountant only is going to prepare your accounting, is it? Who will prepare journal, ledger and all this? Only the accountant, bookkeeping, who are going to prepare accounting. So the accountant should know about the principles, about the rules, what are the rules you have to be followed, and what are the conditions which we have to be followed by preparing of your financial accounting. So this rules, what is the rules, how it has been divided, what are different rules, yes, that we are going to discuss in this topic. Now coming for your accounting principles are classified into 2. That is the first one, accounting concepts, and the accounting conventions. So what is this? Accounting principles is where a certain rules of your preparing of your accounting transaction, these rules should be applied. That rules, whatever the rules which are been applied, that should be adapted, that should be taken over by an accountant. So now coming for you, this accounting principles are classified in 2 types. That is your accounting concepts, and next one is, second one is your accounting conventions. Now we are going for the first one, accounting concepts. Now coming for you, what is this accounting concepts? Yes. For your basic transactions, we'll have some assumptions, is it? For doing of any of the business or for any of it, if any go for also, we'll have some assumptions. So we'll have some conditions to have. See, take example, I have purchased some goods. I'll have on my, depending of my business, I'll have some condition that I should buy this. I have to sell, means there will be some terms and conditions. So on that basis, this accounting is also been applying some conditions and some assumptions. So in that, the accounting concept is going to be applicable. These accounting concepts are again classified into 4. So what is that for? What are that four different types that we are going to be studying? Now coming with the first one, business entity concept. So business entity concept means business entity means transaction. So coming for you, when in the business, take example of one who is this? Who is there? Jay Yadav is there. He is in the class. No, I'm taking his example. This Jay Yadav was a business with a worth of 5 lakhs. Let's take example of 10 lakhs. He started the business with a 10 lakhs. So what he has done, he is putting the 10 lakhs as a capital. In sudden, after 6 months or after 1 year, he was in need of money. What he has done, out of 10 lakhs, he used 1 lakh as his personal account. Is it? So what is saying here, this business entity concept is saying that 1 lakh is using for the personal use, and out of which transaction, from the business. Means what is this business? There should be a difference, or there should be a distinction between the personal transaction and the business transaction. That is where we'll call it as a business entity concept. Means what will happen, actually the accounts will show 1 lakh is also business, but it comes here, no, in the final accounts or in the balance sheet, from the capital will deduct drawings. Is it? Will deduct drawings or not? What does that mean? In drawing means which we are the owner is using for the personal use. So why we are deducting? So that amount was been used by him. So in the drawings account again we'll prepare one ledger account, drawings account. Is it? Why we are mentioning that? Where the owner should be known. Means what happened when you're preparing the account? Specifically, a distinction means a difference between the business transaction and the personal transaction should be done. Then that work, when you're doing that, this business entity concept, this is going to be applicable. This rules are is going to be applicable. What is that rule? Means from the capital you're deducting, you're doing a deducting the capital and remain net amount which you have been showing as in the asset side. Is it? And when you're preparing your drawing account, you're putting on the debit side which you have been using. So what is happening here? Where you're following this business entity concept is been applicable. అంటే ఇవన్నీ ఏంటంటే అమ్మా already which we have been done. Automatically when you're in your question, when you're seeing a drawing, will get in the mind that I have to deduct from my capital account, I have to prepare ledger, means I have to prepare separate ledger account. Already it will be there, but how we'll know? We don't know. Okay, the rule ma'am chapter this is a rule, but how, what type, from where we got it? Yes, this is a business entity concept. This concept is saying that there should be a personal, there should be a distinction, a difference between the personal transaction and the business transaction. This is where in the simple we'll call it as a business entity concept. Clear, my dear students? Is it clear? So in generally we'll write, if we see drawing in our question page, in our question, we'll put it there, directly we'll put it. We don't know it's which concept, it's a rule or what, we don't know. Generally
Okay,
what
ma'am,
we do,
bye.
we'll listen. Okay? And now coming with the next one, coming with the second entity, money measurement concept. Money measurement concept means where in these transactions, where in the business transactions, which are being expressing in the monetary terms, means in the money, in the quantitative, that are being recording. So we'll call it as a cash book. Did you remember cash book? What we'll do in the cash book? Only the cash receipts and only the cash payments will be record. Debit side all the cash receipts, credit side all the cash payments. Means what is happening there? Only the monetary, the transactions which are been expressing in the terms of monetary values. Only the transactions are going to be recorded. Such rule which are been following, it comes under the money measurement concept. Clear? And coming with the third one, cost concept. Cost concept means coming for you, where in this concept actual cost also we have to record. But what is happening? Who will follow this cost concept? When your organization is a manufacturing organization, so we'll have the cost. So what is happening here? Where we are not going to record actual cost, where we are going to will not record the actual cost, means what is the actual cost we have been incurred, that is not at all been recording in the cash, in the books, in the accounting books. books. What is this accounting is saying that where you have to record your cost, actual cost, what you have been incurred, and also what was the changes in the prices. So stable prices. So when your product what is the meaning of actual cost? What is actual cost? Actual estimated cost. Did you heard anywhere? Coming for here, what is actual cost? Estimated cost means to manufacture of any of the product, we'll put estimated budget. Yes, estimated cost we'll put 10 rupees or 15 rupees on each product. In case that is your estimated. And when you're completing of manufacturing of one unit, it's done. Actual cost was 10 rupees, but your manufacturing after manufacturing cost was 8 rupees. So what is your actual cost here? 8 rupees. 8 rupees, is it? So what is estimated cost there? 10 rupees. What we are doing in the books, estimated cost minus actual cost is equal to 2 rupees we are recording in our books. But this concept is saying that all the transactions which are, they have to record their actual cost. And also, what was the changes in the price? What are the changes in the price, or what was a stable price in the market of your product? That also should be recorded in your books, in your final account. That way this cost accounting is giving the information. And coming with the next one, fourth one, going concern concept. Yes, when you're doing a business, it should have saying that my business should be in a running. Means when you're recording or when you're doing a transactions or when you're doing a fine analysis, interpretation. So what should be there? All the transactions should be recorded. When we can do record this transaction, when your business was running. When your business was wind up, you cannot say that my business was running or my business was continuing. So when you can say, when you can record, when your business is a going concern concept. Concept means when your business was been running from a time to time, for a period to period, then in that point of view, you can record all your business transactions. So when you can say that when your firm is a going concern, when your firm is running a going concern concept following, so all the transactions which you can be recorded. But when your firm is wind up, you cannot record, you cannot enter your business transactions in your books. So these are the four concepts of your accounting concepts. Clear, my dear students? Accounting principle has been classified in two parts. That's the first point is here, accounting concepts. Accounting concepts are classified into four. That's the first one, business entity concept. Second one, money measurement concept. Third one, cost concept. And fourth one is the going concern concept. Now we'll go for a second point. So in that we have more five. So in that we'll go for the next one. Dual aspect concept. What is this dual? Two. So when you're recording the transaction, both the transactions should be recorded. Is it single entry system, double entry system? Did you remember that? What we'll do in the single entry system? Only one aspect, either a debit or the credit aspect will be recorded. But what is this accounting concepts are saying that we have to, according to this concept, we have to record two aspects of the transaction. What is the two aspects? Debit as well as the credit. When you're receiving means when you're recording these two aspects, then only your business are following this dual aspect concept. By using this concept, your business is qualified as following a whole accounting system. Means whole means it's fully you're following your accounting system. So in case if I'm following only receipt or I'm following debit or a credit, in case I'm following only, I'm taking only one aspect, I'm preparing my account. So what will happen? Overall total, exactly the financial position of my business, I cannot be ascertain, I cannot be estimate. Because of that, to overcome of that, this dual aspect is saying that for your business, while you're preparing your accounting, you have to follow two aspects, that is a debit and credit aspects. In case if you're following these two aspects, then only a person, a businessman can easily know of your financial position. And both will be getting as a same benefits of your each, either debit or the credit. When you're following this concept, then that will call it as a whole accounting system. Means whole means totally you are being a accounting system. And coming with the next one, realization concept. What is this realization concept? Means only in this concept we are going to recognize the income. Means in your transactions, in your business transactions, we are going to recognize the income. So what is this income? Where we are getting an income source, means from where it has been occurred, from where we are getting, already it has been received, or right now only we are, means variations, whatever the income which we are getting, we are going to be done, recording will be done when it was been happen. Means happen means when it was been received. It is exactly legally or anticipated or unanticipated incomes which our business is getting. So this realization concept is specifying that, is mentioning that the income, recognition of income. This recognition of income is telling that recording when it has been anticipated or unanticipated, or it has this transaction, this income already we have been received or not yet. So such type of record, such type of happens in the future, that recognition of income will be done in this realization account. Now coming with the next one, accrual concept. So coming with this accrual concept means whatever you have your revenues or expenses that are going to be recognized, that are going to be earned or incurred, means from where we are getting, what are the expenses, how I'm getting, what type of expenses, means all this with regarding of date of payment, which date I have been paid, means everything, the receipt which will be done, what type of payment I have been done, that receipt is going to be recognized. So periodically some cash inflows and cash supply, everything in accurately way, where of your expenses, your revenues, that will be done, that will be taken over in the accrual concept. In the realization concept we are taking only the income, but coming in accrual, your revenues and your expenses are going to be, means from where which I am getting earned. My expenses means from which I am being earned. So on that basis, from where I have been earned, and that will be accurate or inaccurate. So on the receipt basis, where you have to be follow this accrual system. Okay, ma'am. And next, coming with the next topic, accounting convention. So what is this accounting conventions? So where they said they are the rules, accounting concepts are the rules or the policies. Coming with this accounting conventions, it is a tradition, means tradition must and should, you have to be followed, that's a compulsory. But what is that accounting concepts which you are doing a transaction, all of that, everything you are doing, the first point of that where we have been following. But in this accounting convention, it is a rules, it is a tradition, means where you, whatever the transactions which you have been done, and what basis is it you have done, there what we are doing, the concepts. But here, after following that, in what aspects we are been doing for the external users, that we are going to study in your accounting conventions. So in the accounting conventions, the first one is that convention of disclosure. So coming for your accounting of disclosure means whatever the accounts which we have been preparing in the material information which you have prepared, that should be in a fact, is it? Whatever the rule, whatever the information, whatever you have done your interpretation, whatever you have prepared in the terms of material towards the users or for the readers, it should be as a fact. It should not be of unfact. Means how can it fact? If you follow all the business concepts, your accounting concepts, if you follow, then you are able to provide a material, provide and full information towards the public. When what will be there, if everything was in a fact, everything will be the fair. Means what, when you will be the fair, your business transactions was your business transaction was very well, you are doing very well, your income, your expense, everything was perfectly, it is not illegal, it's illegal. Means in that cases, when you are thoroughly to show your information towards the users. So this convention of disclosure is mentioning that in a such a way, that means in such a way your business should be that clearly, It should be clear towards all the users. By reading of all that, by seeing that information what you have provided for the public, it should be providing a free judgment. Freely you can give any of the suggestions for the company from the public. That should be done by the convention of disclosure. And coming with the next one, convention of consistency. Yes, convention of consistency means where your business, when you're following one type of rule, one type of uh, performance, one type of policy which are being for it should not be changed. Last year I followed different type and this time I followed different. No, it should not. A same type of principle, same type of accounting principle should be followed for the preparation of your financial statements. Why? What is the need means where you cannot go for a comparison of your business. Yes, your performance of the business cannot be last year performed different accounting principle and this time I followed the different accounting principle. So what you can able to do the performance, you cannot go for comparison also. What is this convention of consistency saying that when you're preparing your financial statement for a period, it should not be varied, should not be changed from period to period. Why? Because why it should not be changed means you cannot go for of a comparison, or you cannot easily go for of a performance of the business. So for the different periods to know exactly the comparison performance of your business, then only you can go for of your financial position. Easily you can know, okay, this year I'm getting so much of expense, so I want to be ready. Last year it was so much high, this year I was comparison. When you're following the same accounting principles last year, previous year to this year, if you're following the same, then you're going to have your comparison, it can be done, and the performance of the business also can be done. And that is your second one. Coming for the next one, convention of conservatives. Yes, wherein any of the business will have a risk and uncertainty. But what is this saying that when your business is getting a risk or an uncertainties, you should be in a proper consideration. You should be able to take. And you're taking your risk and uncertainties where this policy is going to be applicable means your business transaction should be in a proper consideration. So your business should be in a proper way, and then your business, whatever you're having your uncertainty, which you can able to solve by yourself, by your business, by your owner. In case if I'm not following proper rules, proper accounting principles, where I cannot able to solve my problem. But what is this accounting conservative saying that where whatever to ensure that whatever the uncertainties means which may be whatever the risk which you're getting inherent in the business transaction, you should able to take it as a proper consideration. When you can take a proper consideration, when you're following the same rules and the regulations, when you're following the rules and regulations of accounting principles, then we are ready to take. So this conservative saying that when you are a means you are a play safe. Play safe means whatever you're taking, you're getting uncertainties or a risk inherent in the business transaction, it should be in a play means it should take it, you have to be in a safe side. When you can be a safe side, when you're following all accounting principles, rules and policies, then you can have you can be as a taking as into the consideration. Now coming with the last one, convention of materiality. Yes, convention of materiality means where which are being the terms of material, which are being the materials means whatever we are been seeing, what are the significant will be ignore what been recording, which are unmaterial events are immaterial events means which we cannot be seen. So what is happening here, a recording of business in immaterial events are not going to record in our business. What is this is saying that where these concepts are which are significant should be ignored. The avoidance of insignificant will not materially affect the records of the business. So what are the insignificant things which are not considered, that should not affect any of the business. That is where we'll call it as the convention of materiality. Clear, ma'am? Accounting of principles was being classified to two. That is your accounting concept. That is your accounting concepts and the accounting convention. So, what is this accounting concepts? Is saying that business entity, money measurement, cost concept, going concern concept, GL concept, realization concept, and the accrual concept. Coming with your accounting principles, these are the traditions which have been usage. In that has been a four, that is a convention of disclosure, convention of consistency, convention of conservatism, and conversion of materiality. So by this we are completed of your accounting principles. Clear now? Shall I move to the next board? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now coming.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, coming with the next topic, accounting standards. So what is this accounting standards? Why we have to prepare all this? Why we have to study? Coming with accounting standards, okay, what are the financial statements which will be prepared? So at the end of your period, you'll prepare your financial statement and you'll be summarized at your business activity what you have been done. What will happen? The business enterprise means the business organization will vary with one organization to the another organization. Is it? Yes, it will be there. So what is happening there? To be varying, to be comparing with one to the another, maybe there is a variation. My company is following some different rules and policies, and that company is following some rules and policies. So what will happen? Very easily we cannot have the study, is it? So easily I cannot say, okay, I'm only getting good profit, my company is in a so and so position, so I cannot enjoy. Why? Because you're following some different type of policy. Their company is following different type of policy. So what happened here? To vary from one enterprise to another enterprise, Indian accounting standards, they have formed a accounting standard board. So this accounting standard board is saying that where they have been made the rules, they have made a board. Rules they have been made. These rules, how you are following your accounting principles, same these accounting standards also should be followed. What this accounting standards are mentioning that whatever your business means, how your business aspects, how your business was running, on the depending on your law wise, means on your transactions, where this accounting standard should be followed. How we have said this accounting concepts and conventions, every of the company will be followed. That is a mandatory. Dual aspect, realization, and all this conservative disclosure, everything should be followed. But what is this here? When you are been following, when you're preparing, means when you're preparing your accounting on the basis of your on the basis of your business, your company should follow the accounting standards. Clear now? So when it was started here, a diverse accounting policies and practices in India, Indian Constituted Accounting Standard Board was formed, on April 21st, 1977. What is its main role? To formulate accounting standards from time to time. So what are the accounting standards should be formed, should be monitoring or followed from time to time. And who should be followed all this? A company. So company should also get their registered under the Companies Act of 1956. Yes, now this all the Companies Act also, where under the section of 2 level of subsection 3 of Companies Act 1956 is providing that every profit and loss account and balance sheet of the company shall comply with the accounting standards. Clear now? When was the accounting standard board was formed? On April 21st, 1977. When the board has been formed, immediately the companies, means Companies Act of 1956, were also being want to follow. For whom sake this account standard board formed? Only for the companies, to know their exactly information. So to overcome of that, these companies, they have made one section, that is section 211 of subsection 3 of Companies Act 1956, saying that every profit and loss account and balance sheet of the company shall use with the accounting standards. That is where they have made a mandatory by the accounting standard boards. These accounting standards are totally 32. You heard, I think. This will be all under the central government. You will have this office also, accounting standards. These all in a highly, okay, but these all should be missed depending upon your organization will follow the AS1 or AS2, like the 2 or 3 are important will be there that we are going to discuss. Okay, so now coming here, what is this basic objective, why it has been started, mean to remove the variations, yes, or to remove the variations in the treatment of several accounting aspects. There should not be a variation. To remove that variation, this accounting standard boards are being started. And in the accounting, there should be a standardization, means a complete, a perfect should be there. It should not compare the financial statements of companies as accounting concepts and conventions. So by using your accounting concepts and conventions, where your company should not have a comparison or different study with the some other country, sorry, some other company. So what is accounting standards are saying that you have to conform, means you have to be follow this applicable laws, customs and usage of your business environment. So on the basis of your business environment, your company have to apply, it has to be applicable laws, customs and usage of your business environment. Now coming for your, so we'll study about, yes, we'll go for of a definition. What is this definition? They have been said according to Kohler, accounting standard means a more, are you getting bored, ma? No? So today I'll stop it off. This theory part will be done. From Monday onwards, we have little bit of small topic of theory, and we'll start with we have a problems. Okay. Today you will have a theory. This topic is very boring, but it's you should know. It is very important that we should know as a general a basic thing. Okay. Chalo. Now coming for your definition. This Kohler is accounting scientist means that a mode of conduct imposed on accountants by custom law or the professional body. So whatever you have been imposed on where you on whom you are going to impose on the accountants. By the accountants means accountants are only going to prepare your transactions. So the persons who are been preparing, who are been summarized, classifying, they should be asked to follow the accounting standard. So what is that accounting? What that they have to follow the laws, accounting standard law, customs or the professional bodies. So coming with here, the next one more, Michael Bromwich defines that accounting standards are uniform rules, means are the same rules for the financial reporting, applicable either to all. So the rules are applicable either to the all, a certain class of entity. Certain class of entity means some type of business entity, means it is a business which promulgated by what is pre-received of as a predominantly an element of accounting community. So depending upon which type of business means which type of business element means which type of business you are doing, on that accounting way specially it is going to be created for this purpose. What is settlers are saying that accounting treatment for the available set of methods for treating one or more accounting problems. So whatever you have your accounting problems and what type of treatment means what you're treating, in what aspect you're treating your transaction, all that will be made and recommendations will be done, will be followed by using this accounting standard boards. Clear now? So this accounting standard boards are going to be have your importance which we are going to be studying. Now coming for your importance. So what is the need, why we have to be study this accounting, why it should be applied to all the accounting, to our financial statements. Main thing is that to maintain the uniformity, means in the preparation of uniformity where you have to follow this accounting standards. Why for uniformity, why we have to there means whatever the policies and this practices where when you're preparing, your accounting data should be a transparent, it should be a fair. Well, your rules, whatever your practice or policy should be the uniform, means it should not be the change. And whatever the data, accounting data which you have been providing, it should be of a transparency, means it should be a fair. When you can be a fair means you are following all the rules and policies. Then only account data will be the fair. So because of that, where the rules or policies or the practice should not be the change. It should be the same uniformity should be done in your accounting practice and principles, and then your data maybe means it will be a fair data, fair towards the fair of your accounting data. That is the main of importance of introducing this ASB. And also it is going to increase the reliability and creditability of your particular financial statements, means where for a comparison, for a sake of your comparability, your standards, your financial statements or your standards is going to be increased. And also the next one, where for the financial statements, where different investors are going to be knowing to know the anxiety of your financial statements. So where for the information, where for the different users, where this by applying these accounting standards, your accounting principles and policies, where it is going to get more users, maybe you can get, you have a getting a scope of getting a more investment decisions or users are going to be increased for your company. And also here one more thing is that where you can eliminate or you can confusion, means whatever you have about your transactions, that you're going to be reduce, you're eliminating or your risk or you're confusing any of the transactions by using this accounting standard. The account treatment are going to be used to prepare your financial statements. And also these accounting standard boards is going to be provide a guidelines for accountants and auditors, because what is their performance, how they have to perform their duties by using this ASB, this accounting standard boards. And by that, where a company can run, by that company will be in a good by using this accounting standard policy, board policies, this accounting concepts and conventions, where your company, means who will do all this accounting recording and all this. Yes, the accountant. And what is auditor is going to inspect, is going to do the inspection of your accounting book. So these both the parties, these both the persons, where this ASB is going to provide their guidelines on how they have to perform their duties. And the next one, it determines the corporate accountability and regulation of the company. So specific corporation accountability will be given, and also what the regulation of the companies will also going to be done by this ASB. And also it is going to help in the rectifying the defects in your accounting theories. So your accounting theory is going to be improved, and also it is in there any defects you have been identified in any errors are there, easily can be rectified your defects or the errors. And also by this, if you apply this accounting standards, easily you can your accountings by using this accounting standards, your company is in a good corporate governance practice, means your company is in such a corporate governance, it will be there. So by using for what, by using this accounting standards, or what the rules they have been said, what are the policies on the basis where which they can be, your company or in organization can be in a good position, is it will be in a fake, transparency, where you can your accounting data towards the users. That is where the importance which we have been done in your of your accounting standards. Now coming for you, I already discussed that accounting standard boards are 32, from 1 to 32. So from 29, ASB 22, ASB 32, these accounting standards are not been listed, it's unlisted, and it has not been recognized, not been identified by the central government. Clear, ma? From now, some companies will be followed only which are highly professional, means which are highly of a regular business transaction, which are doing of internationally trading business, only they companies are going to follow this 29 to 32, which are been applied, means which is suitable for them. They'll take the permission. This aid is directly done by the central government. Okay, this is not by the state. It is done by the central government. So when the central government, by taking the permission, they can apply these accounting standard boards. They can be applied towards the organizations. Now coming for your this accounting standard boards have been must, means it on the subject the accounting standards are being classified. So on your first, on your organization, these are being classified. That is the accounting standard board 5, accounting ASB 8, ASB 6. These three are important, means every of the any of the company will have to be follow this. And coming for here, this ASB is mentioning that disclosure standard. What is this disclosure of standard? Is saying that a minimum rule should be followed for your preparation of your financial statements. Clear now? A minimum rules means a minimum rule, whatever the rules which are there in that, a minimum rule should be followed while you're preparing of your financial statement for the external, means when you're disclosing your accounting methods or accounting statements for the external use, so there you have to follow your minimum rules. This accounting standard board ASB 5 is mentioning that. Disclose standards means disclosing means whatever you have disclosing, you're showing, attaching. So whatever you're preparing your financial statements, that you have to use, that you have to follow some uniform rules for your preparation of your financial statement. Now coming with the next one, presentation standard. This is your AS8. What is this is saying that whatever the accounting information which you have been doing on that, it should be specified in a exactly a right way. The finance means what type of your way of method you're using, what are the different, how we are going to be doing the presentation of your financial statement. All this are going to be done, are being using of your financial statements. Coming with the next one, content and standards. So what is the standards are saying that whatever the categories, the special categories, like take example of your finance lease. So what is this saying? Many specific words which have that making as a category. So that categories where we have to be shown. Take example of written here financial lease. So financial lease means it will be in a, we'll take it as in a capitalized. In the capitalized account we'll taking and we'll show in the balance sheet. Balance sheet on the asset side we are going to write. So what is happening here means which are very specifically, which are very typically, which are not regularly, which will not happen in our business. Such categories of the information this AS16 is going to take, and later it is going to be add in the particular of the accounts. So this is where which are going to be very format, means it is a mandatory where all the organizations are going to be followed. And next one, and next coming with the next we are going to study AS1 is research and development. What is this research and development? Generally I'll saying this we don't have in a depth. Okay, generally we'll study. Now if I'll explain also not going to the brain. Okay, so coming with this AS1, what is this AS1 is research and development of your intangible assets. Yes, what are intangible assets which we cannot be movable? Yes, which we cannot be seen, which we cannot be touched. Yes, coming for your what all are the intangible assets, on that intangible assets, on the consequent what are the issues which we have, that on that this AS1 is going to do the research and the development. That is what this AS1 is specifically mentioning. Coming with this AS30, 31, 32, I have told it's not at all been mandatory. And next type is the disclosure standard. So what is the disclosure standard? AS1, AS4, AS18, AS24 and AS32. That is your disclosure of accounting policy. So you have to follow all the accounting policies. And next, contingencies means the loss maybe even it will occur, or after in the future it may be occur. So that is called as a contingency. So the loss, the risk which we have been facing, that we have been keep it as aside, and the treatment should be done under the AS4. And next, AS18 is a party related, related party disclosures. And next, AS24 discounting operations. Discounting operation means, take example of discount allowed, discount received. For that, what type of rule, what type of policy which you have been following or allowing, and that under AS24, what type of treatment you are doing for such transactions, we are keeping as an, we are saying as that will comes under the AS24. And next is the AS32. Financial instruments, already I said, will not be entered, but in some of international markets, like by using your financial instrument means by using your money market or capital market or any of the like commercial papers, treasury, by using different instruments, how you are going to do, what type of business you are doing. If in case you are using any of financial instrument, what type of rules which you have to be followed, that will followed by the under AS32. That we are going to be discussing the A32. That will follow only, that will be there already as an international market, or when company is doing any international business, only this AS32 will be applicable. Why? Because in the here in the financial services will not be used, instruments will not be used in general in the organization within area located. But when you're doing international trading, international business, then the international, these financial instruments are going to be used. And coming with the next type, presentation standards. This is AS accounting standards 3 is a cash flow, AS17 is a segment reporting, AS20 is earning per share, EPS for the dividend for the shareholders, and AS21 consolidated financial reports, AS23 accounting for investments in associated in consolidated financial statements, AS25 interim financial reporting, 27 financial reporting of interest in joint ventures, AS35 financial instruments, A2 valuation of inventories, A6 valuation of depreciation, and A7 construction contracts, and AS9 is your revenue systems. Okay, and these all are where which we are going to have your accounting standards from AS1 to AS32. These all are the accounting standards, depending upon the performance or evaluation of your organization. We are going to consider as this are going to be follow this accounting standard rules of your Act of 1949. Now coming for you the next topic which we are going to have, accounting system. Yes, for your business we need to have your accounting systems. Is it? We should have some basic of your accounting. So coming for your accounting system was being classified into 3 systems. That is, the first one is a cash system, second one accrual system, and the third one is the mixed system. Coming with the name itself, we have the cash system. What is this cash system? Is saying that only actual cash, means only actual receipts, cash receipts and payments, means actual means in time, within the time, whatever the receipt which I have been receiving, within the same time what are the cash payments I have been done, not unactual. Unactual means maybe it will be happen, but what I'm mentioning here, actual cash means actually which I'm seeing in the terms of liquid notes in front of me at present. Such transactions and such payments are going to be recorded. But what are the credit transactions are not going to be recorded. So what will happen by using this cash system, totally of your financial position will not give a complete picture. Is it? What we are doing, only actual cash receipts and cash payments we are recording, but whatever the credit which are credit transactions, we are not been recorded. That credit transactions are unrecorded. So what will happen your financial position? It doesn't give any complete picture. So what is happening means, and credit means your outstanding expense, outstanding incomes. So such transactions are not going to be recorded. So who will follow, means which type of business is going to follow this cash system is non-trading concern. So did you remember the pro form of non-trading concern? Receipts and the payments. Is it? Means where which we are done only in direct cash, means only actual cash transactions, only them only going to be prepared. Only such type of concerns only opt this cash system. Clear now, my dear students, what is cash system? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now coming with the second one, accrual system. So this system is going to done all the business transactions which are relating to the cash and the credit. Here only we got the difference. There only the cash, okay, actual cash and the receipts and the payments coming here only in the account, both in the cash and the credit transactions are recording in the books. So what is happening here? By recording this, totally your complete picture of your financial position can be done. Is it? Then the cash system, it is an incomplete. Totally finally, which we cannot get your financial position. But in the accrual system, what we are getting, we are relating what are business and which are relating to the cash and the credit transactions are going to be recorded. So by using this, totally your financial income, your financial position of the business is going to done. So here your incomes, your expenses, your prepaid, outpaid, everything will be recorded. We are not eliminating one transaction related with the prepaid, uh, outstanding, including of your prepaid and outpaid, prepaid and outstanding expenses or incomes. We are not been neglecting. We are recording all. Yeah, we are recording cash, we are recording credit, and we are recording income. Prepaid incomes and prepaid expenses, outstanding income and outstanding means all the transactions are recording in the system, in this system. Then it is going to give a complete picture of your financial position. So this accrual system is going to be followed all the businesses. Okay, then only we can get a complete picture financial position of the your business can be known by the businessman. Okay, accrual cash system is only most of them will be followed by the non-trading concern, and this accrual system almost all the businesses means any type of business also can be followed this accrual system. Coming for to your mixed system, combination of your cash system and your accrual system are going to be recorded. Means who is going to do this? Yes, a big companies who are been having non-profit or trading business they'll have, and side by side they'll have the cash business. So what is happening? Both of them which they can be followed. Such type of system who are been following, such type of business who are been following that system will be called it as a mixed system. Is combination of cash system and accrual basis. Both incomes are recorded on cash basis and expenses are recorded on the accrual basis. So who will be followed this system? They'll be call it as a mixed system. What they'll do, all the incomes, what are the incomes which are writing, they'll write on the incomes on the cash basis, that are all considered under the cash basis. What are the expenses, that all recorded on the accrual, will take it under the accrual basis. That will be call it as a mixed system. Clear, ma? Yes. Accounting systems are classified into three. That is, the first one is a cash system, and second one is accrual system, and next last one is the mixed system. Yes. So most of us will follow accrual system only. When we are recording your transactions, we will follow the accrual, and when you're preparing your non-trading accounts, then we'll see this cash system then. Okay, chalo then, and listen here. On Monday we are going to start the problems, my dear students. Okay,